generally, for us, if we come on the road and hold somebody 38% from the field, 33% from the three-point line, we're going to have a great chance to win. We've won the free throw analytical battle all season long, and we're number one in the country in that regard. And today we fouled way too much. And for us to shoot 15 free throws and them to shoot 29, we're not doing what we're supposed to do. We were way too handsy, late to react, and put them to the foul line way too much. And then when we had opportunities at the foul line, we didn't capitalize.
So questions for either person?
Yeah, Mac, I guess when you look at the defense, obviously, like you said, you don't foul a lot. What did you notice in terms of St. John's and how they were trying to take advantage of pushing situations?
Yeah, they've got a lot of guys that can put pressure on the rim, and we had a hard time holding our spot. We got knocked off our spot too often, and then when you give up offensive rebounds when you're in scramble mode, that you're going to foul. You're trying to put your defense back together, and early in the game I thought we controlled the boards, and then as the game went on, we didn't do as good a job.
Coach, would you say it was their defense or their offensive rebounding and their attacking the boards that was most effective against you to win the game?
Yeah, I think attacking the boards certainly is a big piece of that. Although that number wasn't as lopsided in terms of second chance points, 20 to 14. It's not great, but it's a lot worse against St. John's with some other teams. So, but their defense is outstanding, and we. I think when we go back and watch this film, we had a lot of open threes the second half that we didn't make, and but they wear into you over time. Their physicality, their toughness, the pressure. As the game wears on, it wears into you a little.
Mac, I'm just curious in terms of Kadari, the way he played in December versus today, and just being in the system, 2 months later. So what were your impressions in terms of the comfort he had, maybe versus the game in Omaha?
Yeah, he's just way more aggressive, I think. And he makes he knocked down the three in the first half, which he doesn't do very often, and but he gets to that kill spot in the mid-range, and even a couple times when I thought we had a challenge just the way we wanted to, he still knocked it down, and big offensive rebound there in the last few minutes too. So he was a heck of a player last year, and he's played great for St. John's this season as well.
Greg, they're winning a lot of games without really shooting it too well from deep. Is that kind of unique in your mind to see a team this successful without being able to shoot it? It's great.
Yeah, we didn't shoot it great either. Worse than them actually today. They don't take a ton of them. They did at Villanova the other night, and the first half I think Zuby had 2, RJ had 1, and Kadari had 1, which we were frankly fine with. They kind of got away from that the second half and attacked the rim a little bit more. So. But there's a lot of ways to win basketball games, and they've certainly found a great recipe with this group.
But do you find that there are differences? I mean, based on watching the film of them, differences in them when they have Smith in the lineup?
No question. His speed offensively and then defensively, I think he's their best. They have a lot of good defenders. I think he's their best on-ball defender. He's hard to screen. His closing speed is so good. So yeah, I understand why Coach Pitino would like to have him healthy.
Jemiah, what did St. John's do defensively to make you guys have to kind of play late in the clock and deny a lot of those, those dribble handoffs that you guys like to do?
They're just really aggressive. They can switch 1 through 5. They have a lot of guys that can guard and their speed and athleticism. Like Max said, it wears down over time. I think mostly we got some of the shots that we wanted, we just didn't make them.
Mac, just for you again, there's been pockets of success since Creighton joined the league from St. John's, but this is the first real year where they've been a consistent presence in the top 25. Just from a Big East perspective, what is it like having a presence, from St. John's national?
Oh, it's great for our league, for St. John's to be good. I don't want them to be as good as us, but today they were better. But it's awesome for our league to have the Garden full for Big East regular season game. That's when a team from the Midwest comes out. It's not. We didn't bring 4,000 fans here today. It was St. John's fans that packed the place. So it's awesome for the conference, and they've played at a very consistent level. When you think about the games that they lost, this is a team that whisker away from, not having a loss or maybe having one loss and being, one of the top teams in the country. So, when you can guard, that travels. It travels on the road. It travels to the Big East tournament. It's going to be great in the NCAA tournament when you can defend with the physicality that they do.
We'll do two more.
Greg, was it surprising that Smith played today for St. John's, considering Rick Pitino said a couple days ago that he could?
Do you believe anything he says? I may have before, but not anymore.
The atmosphere today,
It's awesome.
you think it helps when you come back for the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, it's anytime you can get your guys that haven't played in the Garden an opportunity to play in the Garden, it's going to be good for us in a few weeks here when we come back. So, but we got a lot of work to do before then.
Back to two-parter, going how is Ryan to, what'd you make of the 6 minutes where you guys kind of stayed in the game and gave yourself a chance without him on the floor?
Yeah, I mean, he tweaked it pretty good, but obviously he came back, they taped it up, and I think he's going to be sore for a few days. But yeah, I thought Fred came in and did a great job. And, we cut that lead to 1 there, and then they got away from us again. But obviously they started to, attack the rim a little bit more without call out there.
Thanks, guys.